The Jimmie Rodger Singer-Songwriter Competition begins Wednesday, May 10th at 6 p.m. I had the opportunity to speak with last year's winner, Lach Thornton, as well as 3 of this year's participants, Lillie and Matthew Rhoden and Alana, Sparrow, Broughton, about getting ready for this year's show. You won the Singer-Songwriter contest. What year did you win?
Last year.
Last year. Okay, cool. So, what was that experience like for you?
It was amazing. It was the whole culmination of the event is just amazing, and just to be there and be a part of it is so cool. And so it's really cool to see like all the past winners kind of show up and support and
now you get to do that.
What was that?
I said now you get to do that.
I know, which is wild. It was crazy, it was a lot of anticipation, like waiting to see like whose name was going to get called, because there were so many great candidates who were up there with me and absolutely crushing it. And so it's not like it's even if you have an original song, it's not guaranteed, because it's everybody up there has amazing talent. So it was cool to get to go through that and be able to get on the other side of that.
That's cool. So what did you sing for the contest last year?
I sang an original that I wrote. I guess I'd written it probably 3 or 4 months before the contest. It was just a cheesy breakup song, and but it was real bluegrassy, and so I had a bluegrass band with me, and it was a great time.
Okay, that's cool. So moving on from that, just kind of give everyone an overview about you, your backstory, where you come from.
Yeah, so I am a Meridian, Mississippi resident. Well, past resident, but native. I live in Nashville now, but my roots are still very strongly here. I grew up with all kinds of music. I mean, obviously, Mississippi being the epicenter of blues music and true folk music, and really the origins of it, that was a major influence. And a lot of my first performances and first bands were very blues centered. And then from there going on, I got deep into bluegrass. And actually, I had this teacher, Alan Tolbert, who introduced me to bluegrass and just sent me way off in this direction. And so I started writing, and what I was writing ended up being very bluegrassy and very folky, which I was not expecting, but it was something I was willing to run with.
Yeah.
So started doing bluegrass, and then got back into blues and rock and roll and Southern rock, and now everything. I mean, my band right now is Southern rock, but I mean, truly, it's every genre you can put together.
So what instruments do you play?
Well, I consider myself a guitarist and a vocalist at this point, but I mean, bass, banjo sometimes if they let me.
What would you say like some of your influences are, music-wise?
Some of my influences. In terms of guitar, Dwayne Allman, all the way. He was the guitarist for the Allman Brothers, but to me, he's the most influential guitarist. I mean, a multitude of Southern rock bands and blues bands, unique. I mean, Miles Davis, the Allman Brothers, the Beach Boys, Jason Isbell. I mean, John Prine, you name it. A whole bunch of stuff.
I always hate when people ask me about music because it puts me on the spot, and I'm like, oh no, I know people, but I can't think of any of the artists.
I know. There's so many. It's hard to
there's a lot of influences that just there's so many.
Right.
What about fashion-wise, maybe?
Fashion-wise? Oh man. I don't know. I have a hard time. I'm always mixing it up. I don't have like a very set fashion. I'm always just kind of playing around with stuff. And as far as fashion goes, my mom, big time. She's a fashion queen. She outdresses me every day of the week. Like, kills it. I can't even stand a chance.
I relate to that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like fashion influences, Greg Allman, Marcus King, a lot. He has amazing fashion. Tyler Childers has really good fashion. I never would have thought, but his really unique fashion is very cool.
I have to agree with that. So when it comes to writing, performing, what's been your favorite part of just being in music?
That's a unique question, and it's really hard to answer because I mean, every day I wake up, there's a new aspect of music I want to chase, and that's what's beautiful about it. Is that like early summer when I was getting into songwriting and I won the competition, like I thought I was so fully thought that all I wanted to do was write songs and be a songwriter and just pursue that aspect of it. But then like I love the performance side of it and getting to interact with the crowd and just talk to the community and play politician every now and then is amazing. Um, but I mean every part of it, like the arrangement of the music and like the arrangement of the lyrics with the music and just bring people together and being able to perform in general. So every aspect of it to answer that question.
Um, do you have anything else about you specifically that you want to talk about or mention?
I mean, I'm a pretty open book. There's not too much to it. But I mean, not really.
Okay. What about your band members?
My band members.
Mhm.
So the name of the band is Crocodile Wine.
Okay.
It's a very newly formed project, but there's some aspects of it.
How newly formed?
Oh
When
man,
y'all form it?
we got a band name maybe 2 months ago, if that.
Who came up with
So
that?
it's a wild name. We were gonna go with Alligator Wine because it's this lyric from this Grateful Dead song, but there was already bands with it. We had a whole bunch of band names, and it was really everybody. Like we were going through band names for months. Like here's this, and I mean like there's some other band names like Tin Soldier that we had, and like Chicken of the Woods, Velvet Saddle. There was some stuff that definitely got vetoed pretty quick, but I mean through and through it was really cool. But yeah, so the band name now is Crocodile Wine, and it's more or less a project that we have because geographically we're really spread out.
Yeah.
I mean, the bassist and drummer live in Delaware, and then the other guitar player Evan lives in Macon, and they're just extremely unique and amazing talent. So when we get together, we try to express our gratitude through music and try to perform and give everybody a taste of the love that we have for each other and the love that we have for playing. So it's a cool thing we get to put together, and it's a sound that we're all really proud of, and something that we've cultivated individually and now at this point together. So it's something we're all excited about.
That's cool. And y'all have a guest playing with you guys Wednesday?
Yes, we do. So the guest playing with us is Grace Bowers. She's killer. She's 16, so she's a year younger than I am. She just moved from California to Nashville, and I mean, she's killing it. She's playing with all these big names and just.
I saw that she had played with Greta Van Fleet. Got a little jealous there.
Yeah, she's.
So that's pretty cool.
I don't know how she does it. She's got a great look to her and a great sound.
Yeah, she does.
And there's going to be some more special guests, but you have to come to the show to see.
Oh, okay. Well, you got anything else that you want to throw out there and talk about or let
Not
fans
really.
know?
Just emphasis that the show with Crocodile Wine is May 10th at 7:30 till 8. We do not have an end time. So everybody needs to come there ready to party and have a good time.
Okay.
That's exactly what we're going to be doing.
Well, there you go. Ross wants to ask you a question. So I'm going to hand you over to Ross. Okay. Headphones.
Hello. So
What's
she
up?
might have already asked you this question, but I feel really weird sitting here. What things in your life have changed ever since winning that Jimmie Rodgers Festival a year ago today?
Man, so much. And the thing is, I never thought that it would, being like, I always look at Meridian as a small town and like such a tight-knit community. But I mean, truly, there's so much musical influences that it came directly from Meridian. And so I kind of underguessed it. But after winning the festival, it opened like whole new doors to Nashville and everybody inside of it, which was just so cool. I mean, some of the judges were like big producers in Nashville and whatnot. And there's going to be this time too. There's going to be some big names, which I'm pumped about. So after I won the competition, some of them came up to talk to me. And I mean, I was familiar with all their names. I was big fans of them. So that was amazing. And got all their contacts. And then directly after that, I moved to Nashville and started to get in touch with them. So it was amazing pursuit and amazing timing.
That's awesome. That was the one question I had. I didn't know if she had asked you that yet, but yeah, but thank you for the answer.
Yeah, killer, Russ. I'm glad you
Y'all
asked.
have any other
Can each of you tell me about yourself and where you're from and your background?
Oh, we're leaving. Okay. Well, I'm the lead singer of Cookie Woo, and he's the guitarist of Cookie Woo. He was born here in Meridian, and I was really doing this only last year of August. So, yeah.
Who came up with the idea to start the band?
We kind of just came to terms with it. I mean, really like,
I always asked for a band, didn't I?
well, yeah, we kind of had a dream of having a band, but well, really like it wasn't really an idea. It was more like handed to us in a way.
No.
It just
not
started.
handed to
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Not handed to
It
us.
started to progress a lot.
Yeah.
Meaning like
We our first like show, it was at Mom's, and we were really nervous, and it was a whole like just with my Fender, my old Fender Squire, and my acoustic, and kind of just figured out like what is our band name, because we did not have a band name at first at all. So we just kind of came up with it.
so basically we started from open mic nights at Mom's,
Yeah.
and Wayne, the owner, asked if we could do a show, and we did. We did it, and we had to come up with a band name on the spot, so we just did Cookie Woo. So
Where'd that come from?
Let me tell you the real reason.
for PG, Matthew's the woo that makes the girls go woo, and I'm the cookie because I'm the sugar on top.
All right. So how long have Matthew, how long have you been playing guitar?
Electric guitar for 2 years, and I've been playing acoustic guitar since I was 13.
Okay, cool. What genres or influences have influenced you guys' music?
Ozzy Osbourne, Chris Cornell,
Audio Slave.
a lot of Chris Cornell songs from the
Yeah.
from his band.
The writing part. Well, oh wait, we're not to that part yet. Influences. I think for me it was like Jimi Hendrix, Zach Wilde. Well, yeah, for Lillie, you got Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah. Our influence. Sorry, we're sort of nervous. Our influences are mine are Ozzy Osbourne, Chris Cornell, Aerosmith, and I just got into like her voice, but obviously she is, yeah. Those are like one of my I have.
Who writes the lyrics usually of y'all's songs, y'all's original ones?
Both.
You? Oh. Uh-oh, I've caused a fight.
Oh,
That's what she was talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
I write the lyrics. He composes the music.
Cool. So Cookie Woo is splitting up for this singer-songwriter competition because you are in the adult category and Matthew, you're in the youth category. So how's that been for you guys?
Well, for her song, I'm playing the guitar, but I'm not singing at all. I'm just playing the guitar. And for me being alone, I am nervous. Sometimes when I get to do a song by myself on stage, which is very rare, I feel like I can't do it by myself sometimes.
But y'all are still supporting each other through this whole group, through this whole event.
Of course.
Cool.
For me, at first I thought I was gonna do it by myself, so I was like, okay, well I'll just do a song that, but I was like, nah. Then we read that we could have stuff in the background, like somebody accompanying. Can't. do it with me. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So I was relieved when I knew that he was like by my side. I cannot do this. Cookie Woo would not be Cookie Woo without this young man right here. I just turned 17.
Today's his birthday.
Yeah.
Today is his birthday. Yes.
Yay, happy birthday.
Yeah.
So the Singer-Songwriter Fest is Wednesday. Are you guys send in videos, and are the winners like, let's see, y'all already like won to be put into the category of who's gonna win, but the winner's gonna be announced Wednesday? Is that right?
The judges will they're gonna make their final decision Wednesday.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, we're gonna be there at 4 o'clock to register, and I'm not sure on what time. I'm not sure what time that we really start, but it's gonna be like around and after 4. So.
Well, I'm excited for you guys, and I hope you guys, win.
Thank you. I really
Do y'all have
appreciate
anything y'all want to add or talk about? Do y'all have any plans of releasing a EP or something?
An EP? A what?
what?
Do y'all have any plans of releasing an album or anything?
Yes.
We do.
Okay. 10. We have 9 songs. No, 9 songs. 8 songs. We have 8 songs right now.
Okay.
Just need like 4 more, and then that's when we're gonna release our album. But we have to get them recorded first.
Yeah, we gotta
once
get
we do that, it's
EPs
all.
and LPs.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
we're releasing stuff pretty soon. We just gotta get it recorded. That's it.
What's it gonna be called? Can y'all tell me that? Or is it top secret?
Dipped in milk.
Yeah, dipped in milk.
Dipped in milk. Okay. Very on brand with the name. I like it. Well,
Let's see. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just really excited for the Jimmie Rodgers Festival.
Yeah, we really are.
We're really excited. We want to see all the people that won with us.
Mhm.
I know some of my friends are actually, I'm competing with some of my friends. Alana and that's who I was, right?
I think.
That was the only 2, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm just really impressed with all the top talent. I really am.
how did you start music? Like what age did you start getting into music?
My dad's a guitarist, and he is
Okay.
a great blues guitarist, and he's never had a lesson. So he plays like those real blues guys. Like, he's so good. He had a band when I was a kid called the Blue Mule, and they would let me sing, a song or 2 with them. They learned some Stevie Nicks songs that I could sing, and I got to come to band practice, and I would literally sit in there was like this shed that they would practice in, because it's loud. So nobody wanted it in their house, none of their wives. And so I would sit like on hay bales and on like catfish feed bags and watch the band play. And it was just, I lived for it.
So you've been around music your whole life, since you can remember.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I don't remember not being around music. My mom said she listened to Little Feat when she was in labor with me to relax.
Aw. So you and your husband sing together sometimes?
Yeah. He plays for me when we do our acoustic sets.
Okay.
And that's called Sparrow Broughton. So my maiden name is Sparrow, and then I'm married to Broughton. And then he also plays bass for me in our full band with my dad and my uncle and my stepbrother.
All right, that's cool. So did y'all play before y'all's marriage, or is this just kind of like how long have y'all been playing together?
It was a complete setup by my mother-in-law. My husband's stepmother invited me to lunch, and I knew her because her son was in my class all through elementary school and middle school, and then they moved out to Meridian when she married my husband's dad. And she said, Lyle is going through a divorce, and his wife has left, and he's not doing great. And his dad and I think it would be so good for him if you and your dad would invite him to play music. And it was a complete setup. I had no idea. I was like, okay, that sounds fun, because I had just moved back and I had not been doing music for so long. And I was already dreaming about it, because he would play with my dad and my stepbrother when I was a kid, and watching the band play. So that's how
so cute.
happily
I
ever
like
after.
that. That's sweet.
Yeah.
So, the Singer-Songwriter Fest, what made you think, have you entered it before, or is this your first time entering it?
I did. I entered last year, and I didn't really ask for the votes like I did this year. I shamelessly promoted myself. Everywhere I went, I asked the little cashier in the grocery store to vote for me, like literally everywhere, because Ken Rainey has made me fall in love with Jimmie Rodgers Festival. I had no idea the rich history we have in Meridian, and I'm just in love with it. I want everybody to be as excited about Jimmie Rodgers as I am.
So tell me a little bit about the song that you sang to enter.
I've gotten to know Ken Rainey because of the Live from the Temple and Shelley Hotchkiss, and they want to restore the temple, and I'm 100% on board. My grandmother went to the movies there as a little girl, and so I had just left meeting with Shelley and Ken, and I was crossing the state line because I live in Butler. I grew up in Butler, but I was born here, and I thought, made in Mississippi, there's so much music. Like, this is the home of American music made here. Mississippi made me musical. I went to Clarksdale. I have on my Ground Zero shirt. Came home from Clarksdale, and I could suddenly write. It just made sense. Mississippi's given us so much, and I just wanted to sing about it.
I love that. So what about you said, with this being like Mississippi made and just building up Mississippi, how do you think we could make Meridian more of a just draw musicians in?
I want the musical community to get behind this. Like, all of my friends, I actually have been talking to the kids who are in the youth part of the competition, because, we've gotten to know each other, and their moms have told me, like, they want to write, but I can't help them. I'm not a musician. And I'm like, oh, just, Grayson Culpepper was in the competition, and his mom sent me a story that he wrote, like a short essay, what he would do if he were president. And I'm like, we can make this a song, and it's age appropriate. So the more young people we can get involved, their families will come see them, the more local musicians. We need to promote this, because it helps us.
Yeah, I agree.
It's our community.
Yep. And the more, you show that your mentorship, that you're, welcome to help them out.
And no matter what happens, whether I win or not, I feel like now I have Jimmie Rodgers cred, because I'm a finalist, and I can just say, let me work with your kids. My husband and I do that anyway. We've had a lot of young people whose parents said the same thing. We're not musicians. We don't know how to help them. So they come to my house. I had a 14-year-old playing lead guitar in my band, and it's just so much fun. They're like our children that we don't have to pay bills for.
Exactly. There you go.
Bragging rights, no bills. It's wonderful.
Well, is there anything that you'd like to add or talk about?
I want people to watch Ken Rainey's podcast on YouTube, All About Country with Ken Rainey, because that's what made me fall in love with Jimmie Rodgers. I had no idea the rich history here and all of the people who wanted to make it great, and we need to do that again. And it's also on Super Talk on Wednesdays at 9, so you can catch it on the radio, you can catch it on YouTube, and you will fall in love with Jimmie Rodgers Festival like I did. I didn't even think I really liked country music. I grew up on blues and rock and roll, but Jimmie Rodgers, last night, Britt Gully was explaining to us that it all came from blues, and I was like, I had no idea.
It all comes full circle.
Yeah,